What's up, nerds? I'm McKinley, and is my lighting awful? We're gonna have to make it work. Today I'm doing my first wrap up of February. So it's February 1st to the 11th. I kind of had to do over a week to work it in with Contemporary-thon because that starts today. So that's why it's covering 11 days instead of just 1 week. But I did read 12 books in those 11 days, and I'm gonna go least favorite to my most favorite. First, my least favorite was Dietland by Sarai Walker. I actually ended up DNFing this at 75%, but I feel like I read enough where I felt okay rating it. I gave it 2 stars. This is not a bad book. I get why people like it. I get what it's trying to do. It's like a satire on the diet industry and the rape culture in this country. So I get it. It was just very confusing, and it was just a lot. And honestly, I couldn't take it anymore, which is why I DNF'd it. My next 2-star read was Sex Object by Jessica Valenti. This is a memoir about Jessica Valenti. Sorry, my background moving. It's moving. It's very precarious back there. Anyway, it's a memoir of Jessica Valenti, who I have never read anything from. So I don't know why I picked this. I guess I thought it was going to be something different or whatever. But yeah, no, I didn't care about her life. And like, it reaffirmed that men suck. But I already knew that. But if you're a fan of hers, you'd probably like it. My next book is Binti by a name I can't pronounce, and I gave this book 2.5 stars. I think this is the kind of thing where you need to read all 3 to get the full picture, because I liked Binti's character, but I just felt like there wasn't enough, like it was missing something for me. It's about a girl from, I don't know if she's not, I know the writer's Nigerian. I assume that she's from a country like Nigeria in the book, who got into a university in space, and she leaves her home to go, and her ship is attacked by aliens that have a vendetta against whoever she was flying with. I don't know. I couldn't get into it. 2.5 stars. I doubt I'm gonna keep reading the series, but we'll see. My next read is a 3-star read, and that's The Princess Saves Herself in This One by Amanda Lovelace. I liked this book. It's poetry. I liked it, but I didn't love it. The last section I absolutely adored. The first few sections I was confused, because in the first section she made it seem like her mother's very verbally abusive and like mean, but in the second section it seems like she's like totally cool with her mom. So I don't know. That part confused me, but the last section's amazing. The last section I would give 5 out of 5 stars too. But yeah, the poetry's so subjective. Like, I can't recommend it or not recommend it to you. Like, it's subjective. My next 3-star read is American Street by Ijeawale. This is a book that I almost DNF'd, but I stuck out. And I'm glad I did. I did like the ending. But this is about a girl who moves from Haiti to Detroit, and her mom gets stopped at customs and is taken away. So she goes to live with her aunt and cousins, and you follow her getting a boyfriend and learning about life in America, and all the while she still wants to get her mom out of jail in New Jersey, because she's going to be sent back to Haiti. And it gets really heavy, and it deals a lot in the drug scene and what it's like to be an immigrant here. It was good. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I'm probably going to get rid of this book. Probably gonna unhaul it, because this was one of my reader unhaul books, and I just don't think I want to still have it on my shelf. But I do think that somewhere out there, this is the perfect book for someone who can relate to it more. So yeah, 3 stars. My first 4-star read, and now I regret giving it 4 stars, and I'll tell you why in a second, but that's Dear Ijeawale, or A Feminist Manifesto and 15 Suggestions by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I thought there were a lot of great points in this, and I kind of wish that I had read something like this when I was a kid. That being said, this is very exclusionary to a romantic, asexuals, and trans and non-binary people. And then I found out after the fact, that after I posted my review on Goodreads, that she has said some degrading things about trans people, so this will be the last book I read from her, and now I understand why it felt so exclusionary of those people that shouldn't be excluded from the feminist conversation. My next 4-star read is You Can't Touch My Hair and Other Things I Still Have to Explain by Phoebe Robinson. I really enjoyed this book. This isn't a memoir so much as her like a discussion on feminism and race, and I feel like I learned a lot about myself and maybe internalized racism that I had, and also it really opened my eyes to the microaggressions so many people of color still are dealing with. And like, obviously I know racism is alive and well in America, but I don't think I realized to the extent that it happens. So I'm just really glad that I read this, and I thought she laid it all out in a really entertaining way. So I recommend it. I guess some people don't get her humor, which is, again, comedy is subjective, so enter at your own risk, but I enjoyed it. My next 4-star read is The Summer of Jordi Perez by Amy Spalding. It's an arc I got from Edelweiss, and this is about a girl who runs a fashion blog, a plus-size fashion blog, and she ends up getting an internship at a boutique that she really likes, and she ends up falling for her co-intern. And that aspect is pretty cute. It is very insta-crushy, but I wouldn't call it insta-lovey. The other plot line is she starts hanging out with this boy who is her best friend's boyfriend's best friend. And they're on a mission to find the best cheeseburger in Los Angeles. And I thought that plot line was unnecessary. Although I did like Jax, I just didn't think that plotline was necessary to the story. But it also ended very abruptly and wrapped up very quickly and a little too easily. So those were my issues with it. But I still think it's a really cute read, and it's nice to have more fat rep in YA, especially fat queer rep. Brings joy to my face. My next 4-star read is We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. I went into this thing worried because I've never liked a Nina LaCour book that I read. So I was very happily surprised that I liked this as much as I did, but it's about a girl who's basically lost all of her family, and she just ups and leaves town to go away to where she's going to go to college because she just can't handle it anymore. And on winter break, her best friend comes to see her, and she's forced to deal with her grief and everything else that has been going on since she lost her grandfather. It's very sad, but I absolutely loved it. I thought it was really well done, and the ending made me cry. And I didn't think it would. So this one is another, I highly recommend it. I really like this one. My next 4-star read is The Poet X by Elizabeth, that name, don't know how to say it. This is about a girl who's Catholic, and she's Dominican, and her mom is extremely Catholic. Like, her mom wanted to be a nun, and then for some reason she was forced to marry her dad, and they had her and her twin brother late in life, and she writes all her feelings in poetry, and it's really good. It's really good. But again, it wraps up way too quickly and way too easily. But this does an excellent job of exploring the church and its issues in a not incredibly disrespectful way. It also does an amazing job of talking about racism and slam poetry and queerness in the Catholic Church. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I wish I had taken notes when I read this, and I wish I'd already written my review, because I'm realizing now I've forgotten a lot of what I wanted to say, because of course I have. This comes out March 6th, if you want to pick it up. My next 4-star read is one I've already mentioned, and that's I Believe in a Thing Called Love by Maureen Gu. I recommended this in my Contemporary-a-thon recommendations video, but this is about a girl who uses K-dramas to try and get a boyfriend, and it is so over the top, hilarious, and ridiculous in equal parts, but I really enjoyed it. Her best friend is a lesbian, and I think she's also a woman of color, but I can't remember for sure. And her dad is the greatest dad in all of literature. I love him to pieces. He really reminds me of my best friend's dad. And that's probably why I liked him quite, like, a little more than I maybe would have. But yeah, he's so sweet and adorable and supportive. And I just really love this book. I thought it was ridiculous, but I had so much fun reading it. And that is what's important, right? Right. Finally, my only 5-star read this week, these 11 days, was Lumberjanes Unicorn Power by Mariko Tamaki and illustrated by Brooke Allen. This is about the Lumberjanes, and they see a unicorn and they want to climb a mountain because April wants to win a medal. And it's adorable and feminist and amazing and inclusive. And if you haven't read Lumberjanes yet, what are you doing? Get it together. Okay? It's fantastic. 5 out of 5 stars. All right, guys, that's it for me. My next wrap-up will be a temporary-thon wrap-up, and then it should be weekly from here on in because I read too much to do monthly wrap-ups. But anywho, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!